Good morning, friends, and all of you are heartily welcomed to Discoveries of Learnings. And we are discussing about our lives learnings, and our point of view is very clear and simple that we try to share our learnings with the new generations. If it can be communicated with them, that share our lives and learnings, so that it may help by any means. A little bit helps to them will be considered as a great pleasure, or great pleasure to us. We had discussed about the educational institutions, and what is we can call it formal education from our point of view, and the simplest consideration that we have that we have brought out is that survival of us and survival of the mankind and the universe is the main motto of studies. Main motto of studies. Here, the barrier or the hindrance before the new generation about the about the loving of study is, from my point of view, that materialistic behavior of some persons and some spiritual like behavior of some people. In these cases, I think it was not at all considered to be as a positive motivation that a person without having educational knowledges gathered more money, and he is having or enjoying a luxurious life, does not mean that all persons that don't has any educational qualification is also running a such type of luxurious life. And moreover, the point of view of highly spiritual and a world of rather, I think it is non-existable world. Considering the principles for a non-existable world, if we lost our most valuable days, should not be a creative one for all mankind. If we will also only think some sort of spiritual things in our early days and don't consider the required amount of work to be considered as a citizen of worthy of this country or this world should not be valuable enough. So this sort of motivations which our many new generations are going through should not be considered as a positive sign for our society. We should always be worried if our new generation or the coming future citizens of this world is not doing or is not interested about their considered work that to be done, as a positive sign, as because every human being had to work for their survival. The students or early ages, they had to learn things, gather knowledges, whatever our previous generation and present generation had discovered, so that they could go ahead and make a better place or do the considerable amount of jobs to further survival of this mankind and the universe too. The considerable amount of persons are only believes that the study should be considered as a regular work for the students. But from my point, though it may be looks like a regular work, the formal education is the most required part for the survival of this mankind and universe. Don't going to far about this sort of debates. We just discussed that what is the main requirement. What is the main requirement of educational formal studies? Main requirement of educational formal studies of this our mankind. What is the necessity of educational institutions and our study? Why should we study? Why should we learn? We had that if we had that doubt, that why we are studying, we could not go far. We should understand the main reason why we are studying, so that the work study should be a somewhat enjoyable to the students, as study itself is a very hard thing. Though all of us at present state we can study very easily, but our past generation does not have so much luck that everyone could study and should be should be uh, should be able to select a profession, or should be select that he wants to be. Nowadays we can select a profession by which we can serve our world, country, world, state, everything. We can serve through our little work. We are serving survival. With our survival we are serving. The primary thing, why should you study educational study, is from my point of view is for two reasons. First, knowledge. First is knowledge. Consider that we have to increase our knowledge. We had to accumulate and gather knowledge so that we should be able to take proper decisions, and it should help in decision making. First thing. Second, survival of ourselves. With the survival of mankind and universe. Two things. Knowledge. For a simple example, if someone as a layman, I should rather say it is layman, those persons who always says that the educational studies are not so required. It was rather producing unemployment. We should go for just job oriented works, technical jobs. It is educational institutions and formal education helps you to choose what you want to be. A children at about 16 or 17 years age had completed his high schooling, 10th classes, and at this age he is almost able to understand the world's ongoing 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 what do we can say, ongoing uh, stages, ongoing processes, may rather programs, processes, not programs. It is ongoing, works, not also works. It is the uh, societies, a simple he could able to understand the society a little bit and how it is going on and working, how it is works a little bit, for how the society works. As just he can get idea, and he what he wants to be, he would able to select he would able to select a profession what she wants to be. And after that, he if he and the society also able to select the new generations uh, new generation who were the potential one to be molded, what to be uh, molded, what to be, that the students uh, what to be molded, how is it the best, is it the best seeds to be considered, best seeds to be considered for its for its for this purpose, best seed for this purpose. The selection could be done by the present generation, that this would be molded to the molded, and these were the best for these sort of things. And the students or the present and the coming future generation and the next generation would be able to qualify to select the profession or the work that he could have to be, he could has to be that means if we used to teach or taught, or if you just use a boy for its survival, that you should go to a carpentry shop and you had not to do anything, study carpentry, and you should do your carpentry job in your whole life. Or a motor vehicle technician, at a stage of from 6 7 5 6 7, where the formal studies begins. If anybody were taken to a automobile servicing shop, and he was engaged in such type of jobs, that he could be just able to repair automobiles. We are not giving him the choice, we are binding them with limitations. He could have potential to be a next APJ Abdul Kalam, to be the next Jawaharlal Nehru, to be the next to be the next Indira Gandhi, or to be the next Sarabhai, Dr. Sarabhai. If we limit this in the name of only job, only profession, only employment, we will just strike off somebody from the mainstream, what he could be. We could not achieve another Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. We could not have Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam or Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Anybody we can't have. As we are giving the opportunity to the students, and as per their performance showed, they could be selected for another hard or more harder educational consideration. We are giving them opportunity. This is the beauty of this educational system. There would be always exceptions, and exceptions are not common. So why the common students and common people like us should not consider exceptions as example? Exceptions could not be considered as example. If anybody is highly resourceful and he has monetary power and he is getting a luxurious life, does not mean that some other common people would have, like us, would have the same sort of luck. That is luck by chance. They were there. Otherwise, the common way of surviving of the common people is the educational institutions. At present, we are able to say that we would be so and so. I want to be a scientist, or I want to serve as a IAS officer, or I want to be a doctor, I want to be a engineer, or anything what we want to be. We can at least say that I want to be that. But if we don't consider it for educational requirements, first of all, our knowledges should not be transferred. Our knowledges could not be transferred to the future generation. First thing, in a better way and faster way. Second thing, survival of our next generation could be could be um, could be like giving them limitations, so that if we rather put them to a a, a limited 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 way, likewise a helper in a helping hand, assistance in a automobile servicing center, or working in a working in a carpentry shop or anything, that these are saying that job oriented. They were saying that job oriented, but it will not able to make them free for choosing their profession in future. Survival, I had already said that first, the knowledge, we had to transfer our knowledge, and the knowledge is the key for next developments and securing us from any problems, not only personal matters, not only persons, but also states, decision making, everything, knowledge. Second, the survivals, personal survival. Through personal survival, we should have go for the survival of mankind and the universe. Knowledge gives us the way out to solve any problems or struggle with that problem and possibly getting the outcome. Survival of personal survival, the educational institution and formal education. Formal education is the only way to make ourselves able and do a prepared work without any support. Not just for education, we should have support from our society, our parents, guardians, that is always required, but without any additional support, we can get into a work, whether it may be a government work or a private work. We are able to get the work considering our educational performance only. This is the first priority, that we can consider we can get a opportunity without any financial help from our guardians and our parents, we are friends, we can try to survive in this world after taking this educational always educational educational uh, educational studies. We can first and foremost we can select a way out to survive, whether it may be a government or private. And as per our educational qualification, everyone is the giving the work giving the work. Second thing, survival, not only our survival, we can weigh out other survival also, if possible, do through business and any way out which with our present knowledges we can discover our potential by us. We will obtain our self-confidence that this sort of knowledge is with us, and with these knowledges we can easily handle this sort of things, and we can able to, if we are also running a sort of business, with our knowledge we can better in decision making first, and secondly we can gather more knowledges. The educational institutes give us foundation and basic knowledges, and the required knowledge will be about the business, and to run the business the required knowledges we can gather and we can to gather these knowledges so that our business would be a surviving one. Second, for the survival of mankind, the very common people are just working for our survival and giving a little support to the running societies, present running way of ruling the mankind. That's a little help to that part, a little help to by it, giving tax or anything, something, and those are just the little things what we are doing. Now the knowledgeable persons who are more than common, a little bit more than common, were the scientists, were the most brilliant brains that were protecting our country, giving our country a safeguard, like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Dr. Sarabhai, Dr. Nambi, who had many other also, who had given us a shield of a protection, shield of a protection through their dedicated works. The ISRO, the park, they were giving us our required society's required strength. Required strength. Those persons that were working for that, with their survival, they are giving us our country's survival. There are many examples. Just I have giving just a very little example. These were the students of past who had showed themselves and make India proud, our country proud. They were the persons behind some of our strength. They are helping our society with their survival. With their survival, they are helping us. That is survival of themselves and survival of these nations, helping in survival of this nation. And after that, the whole mankind, if we consider whole mankind, everything that were discovered for the survival of whole mankind, any sort of medicines or X-rays or any set of X-rays or the nuclear powers or something which we consider as very big, where the immense eagerness to discover and they are striving about the knowing the unknowns and discovering something new and which will develop mankind. This sort of eagerness of gathering knowledges and where the running strength of our mankind. We are surviving and making our world more and more better place from these knowledges. And these knowledges were always to be transferred from this generation to the future generation, and these were always possible only with only with the help of educational institutions. If it is educational institutions, then only it is possible to make it make it uh, make it known to the all. Just a little bit of knowledge, uh, as we know the existence of nuclear power and how nuclear weapons can, or nuclear reactors, uh, how it is can be help mankind through the book through the books, and through the books only. And if we may we if we show if we able to show that we are capable, if we are able to show that we are capable of doing some sort of better in this line only, if we show our educational potential in this way, then only we could enter in this field, and we could understand the knowledges, and we can use it more for mankind's survival. From the very beginning, the nuclear power generation, if we consider it as an example, the Marie Curie and Pierre Curie discovering of radioactive elements, from the very beginning of radioactive elements, if we consider it their hard work, just that is their hard work of starting. After that, then German scientist Einstein's the famous E is equal mc square formula, which theoretically considered the possibility of generating huge amount of energy from a very low mass, and this formula were first of all not so much considered that it could work, and it was a little bit also mockery way. Some were told it in a mockery way that whether this sort of thing can happen, as like as electricity too. This little bit of knowledge is transferred from one to another, brings the, most probably it is 1939, the German scientists could have able to first generate huge kind of energy for using bombarding the uranium with a neutron by releasing a huge amount of energy. And this theory was then utilized by the US Army by producing atom bombs to complete or rather stop the Second World War by two bombardment of atomic bombs in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. It is an example of just an example of transferring knowledge from one to another and making a scientific advancement, Whether nuclear power is required or not, or it is very much destructive, or its nuclear bombing is not considered to be humanity. We are not going for such type of debates, but just we want to say that the transfer of knowledges from one to another. We are just saying the example that transfer of knowledges has produced the possibility of getting atomic energy. This atomic energy can be used for human beings' better lives, mankind's better lives, by nuclear power reactors, or through nuclear electricity generations. Many the nuclear ships, nuclear submarines, and any other, it could be considered as prime energy too. But just simple, if humans are trying to understand this world and the world beyond, if there is a world beyond this universe, or in this universe, whether such type of second world exists or not, it sort of, if we can possibly find out a next world, or if we can use nuclear power to survive in that next world, if there is some sort of possibilities there, that will be, time will tell it. We could not say anything now, and just we are saying that we can survive ourselves. First, we can survive ourselves through knowledges, first thing, and through second thing, we can help our mankind and universe through our little work, and some big shots would help in the survival of mankind, and such as scientists and other things, social scientists also very, very required. You could not say that social scientists, how we should be ruled, whether it is what type of ruling will be better for us, and searching of new way to be ruled, more better way if possible, than democracy. If we can make a way out, what would be more better way? It will be a most admirable work for mankind. More admirable work for mankind, if we should be ruled by, and if a social scientist, always social scientists were trying to discover or make a way out for better ruling possibilities. If this democracy to be democracy, if this sort of democracy to be more more given more possibility of best ways, then it will be always considered as the best admirable thing for that type of social scientist. It will be help for the mankind. It will be the whole for the mankind. So it is my request to the new generations and new future citizens of this world that we should try to do our work. What is required to be done by us at present? We are, as a student, we had to study and we had to learn more and more so that we can give our output in a better way in the future life when we are trying to run our this world. It is time for you to study only. And to acquire knowledges so that it could be helpful for yourself in considering your survival, not by by your survival you can help this world and mankind through your maybe little or maybe very great, as Thomas Alva Edison. Everybody could not be so lucky how Thomas Alva Edison was. His mother was the best teacher for him. That she helps him in every way to make him great. But you should understand that the studies only make him great. Their studies, he had his hard work, his studies only pays him. So for the conclusion, we say conclusion of the session. This session, we just say that we should think positive. We should not go for just those airy conversations of some non-recognizable or some recognizable persons about negative about any studies, educational studies. We should take positive thinking in our mind that we are the future generation. We have to do better for this society, for this world, for this mankind, and do whether this job whatever the job, what is the little work we do, we should do uh, with the optimum quality or best quality that we should keep, so that by it the society and mankind will be benefited. Society, and then our positive work and positive way will help this world uh, a better place for living. Thanking you all of you, and hope to meet you again. Thank you.